My name is Warren Osborne. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started 11 companies. The last company that I started, I resigned, and after getting diagnosed with ALS, and that's the only one of the 11 that wasn't successful. We sold it for a loss. All the others were successful companies, and I'm just happy to be here. Let me start by giving a little bit of background information on ALS. ALS is a terminal illness, and nobody on the planet knows about what the cure is. All we have is a couple of drugs that slow the progression down by a few months. After being diagnosed May 10th, 2018 with ALS, I had symptoms a year and a half earlier than that, but I didn't get the diagnosis until May of 2018. I read like crazy. I've read over like 80 to 100,000 pages since then. But over the next few months, I read 30 to 50,000 pages of information, and in all of my estimation of all the studies, bone marrow autologous stem cells injected intrathecally seem to have the best hope for slowing down progression for ALS. So then I started researching clinics all over the world, and I've researched over 50 clinics all over the world. And I looked at the Israel trials, the South Korea trials, and the US trials with Brainstorm with a product called Neuron, which is not yet approved. And all of them are injecting bone marrow autologous stem cells intrathecally. And every one of these trials, internationally and domestically, were showing really strong results. So then I started looking for the best clinics. A doctor of mine referred me to a world-renowned expert on stem cells, a guy named Rafael Gonzalez, and he referred me to Sential. Another nice thing about Sential is each time I get the treatments of the bone marrow autologous stem cells intrathecally, I'm also getting umbilical cord stem cells by IV, and I'm also getting intramuscular injections of umbilical cord stem cells. The other clinical trials in Israel, US, and South Korea aren't using the extra umbilical cord stem cells. So I figured that this would give a kind of a 1-2 punch. And we also had a 1-2-3 punch because there was a catheterization procedure to the carotid artery at Sential that I've done 3 times. And the good news is I started doing this in 2018, soon after being diagnosed. And I experienced an 8-month reversal where I actually got stronger over 8 months. It's not a cure, but it greatly slowed down progression with me. So I've had the disease for the symptoms now for 4 years, and I'm still golfing. I'm still playing tennis. 2.5 weeks ago, I surfed at Lake Powell behind a boat. It almost pulled my joints out of socket trying to get up, but once I got up, I dropped the rope and surfed for about 5 minutes. I had a doctor with me who's a dear friend. He told me that if my shoulder got pulled out of socket, he would put it in for free. He was with me, and I got up and surfed. I'm still skiing. I plan to go skiing again this year. I went heli skiing for 5 to 6 days the last 3 years up in Canada, where we're making, dozens of heli trips and getting dropped off and skiing. So I'm still active. It has not cured me yet, but it's definitely slowed progression, and I've seen a lot of amazing benefit. Statistically, 90% of ALS people die between 1 and 4 years from first symptoms. I'm 4 years now from first symptoms. I'm still walking really well. I could still jog. I can still dance. I'm going to go skiing again within a month or two. I have my shoulders, I have a lot of bulbar onset and a lot of top-down onset. So my shoulders here are really worn out. I could only lift my arms like this high, but I can swing them. And so my biceps are the strongest thing left in my arm. So I can still, like I went bowling the other day because I'm using a bicep. So I've just learned to adapt and use the different muscles that do work. The care at Sential has been phenomenal. The hospital is world class. The nurses are awesome. And I really can't say enough good about the care. I really appreciate all they've done, and I've also swallowed 80,000 doses of supplements. I've done 460 plus total treatments. But out of everything I've done, I give the biggest credit to my slowing progression to the stem cell treatments done at Sential. I've also done stem cell treatments in Costa Rica. I've been to China twice for stem cell treatments. I've been to China once for traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture treatments. I've done stem cell treatments in very, very low volume down in Florida, and I've done them in Utah. Those are just umbilical cord stem cells. It's not legal to do bone marrow autologous stem cells intrathecally in the US yet, which is a shame. That should be grandfathered in because hundreds of thousands of people have had success with bone marrow autologous stem cells intrathecally worldwide. The US should, I think, should just grandfather them in. But I can't say enough good about Sential. They've done a phenomenal job. The care has always been excellent. And I really appreciate all they've done for me. And I attribute my slow progression to the treatments that I've had here and to many of the other treatments that I've done. Thank you.